Hey guys, welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. You know what time it is? It's the international break. So therein lies a chance for rival fans to forget that we've just slumped United 3-0. Now they want to talk about Trent's leaving, Hala Madrid. Matisse says that all the time. They want to say Salah's leaving, Van Dijk's leaving, because that's what they hope happens, right? So we stop dunking on them. But in this video, is a contract update, right? We're going to be talking about Mo Salah, Virgil, Trent, and Luchito Diaz. I did a post on the Kop TV's Instagram yesterday with a picture of all four players, and I said rank them in priority of signing their contract. For me personally, I think the Diaz one, with all due respect, is easier to sort out than any of the others because he's only on 55k a week. I say only. I wish I was. He's on 55k a week a minute. Nat Phillips, I'll say it again, and I love Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips is on 65. So you just double it, don't you? You just say, right, here's 110. You're happy. 4 years, bosh. So Diaz is out the way. You could even do that first. But for me personally, knowing that Mo Salah's new deal will cost the most, that's now the priority, right? He's currently on 350k a week. We know that the club don't really make exceptions. FSG don't really like to break the mold. They like to, using data and analytics, they like to pay you what's almost like the market value. But there are exceptions to make, right? And for me, Virgil and Mo are those two exceptions that you make of players that are over 30, but are still absolutely killing it in their club careers as well. So let's jump into the Mo Salah one, because there was an article that went live this morning by Paul Gorst of the Echo, very responsible and truthful journalist that is, very high up there in terms of tier list when it comes to journalists. He did an article this morning at 6:42. It went live, and there was a slight update to the contract situation, right? And these are the 3 points to listen to. Mo Salah simply wants to stay on beyond the current season, right? The last contract he signed was in 2022. You remember it? It was in the Greek island of Mykonos. The LFC content team had to fly out there, and they've created a really beautiful piece of content. Salah Stays was the hashtag. Number 2, he has cited Sadio Mane's Saudi Arabia experience as a cautionary tale. 5 years ago, him, Mane and Aubameyang were all winning the Golden Boot in the Premier League. Now Sadio Mane, unfortunately for him, since he's left Liverpool, you look at what happened at Bayern Munich and now in Saudi, it's not gone exactly how he planned in the slightest. So he will have an eye on that, but also still knowing that can still happen, right? Just because Mo Salah signs a new deal with Liverpool, it does not mean that he won't end up in the Saudi League, which, as a proud Muslim, as the Saudi League is shining a light so much in the Middle East on the sport of football, he will want to be a part of that at some stage. And who are we to deny that for him? But Mo Salah is a competitor at the highest level, right? You saw in pre-season, he won the 6-minute running test still at 32. People say, you get over 30, the legs are gone, the sharpness isn't there. Get a hair transplant, win the 6-minute running test, and apparently you dispel all of those rumours, because Mo Salah has never looked so sharp as he looks right now. You saw Daniel Sturridge on Sunday talking on Sky. He said that he's never seen Mo happier. And obviously Mo did come out in that interview and say that, look, no one's put an offer in front of me at the minute. This could be my last time visiting Old Trafford. But I respected that, because you do need to apply some pressure to the powers that be. You do need to say, well, look, you've not given me a new contract. Everyone's talking about it. All I can say is it's my last year of my deal. We'll see what happens after that. He's had a great pre-season. So Mo Salah will stay at Liverpool. I'll tell you now. There's no doubt in my mind that Mo Salah does not sign a new deal. It would be way too early to leave. He knows that. He wants to get as close to Ian Rush's record as possible. He wants to be far and clear away from all the other contenders when it comes to Liverpool's all-time Premier League goal scorer. And the final point from this article, and it's the most heartwarming one, the most beautiful one, is that the family of Mo Salah are very much settled. And he sees daughter Maka as one of the city's people. She's a Scouser. Right? When Mo Salah joined Liverpool in 2017, like many players have done in the past, they have kids in Liverpool. Their kids go to school in Liverpool. And then you think, wow, what a place it is. I know there's a lot of jokes to be made about Zubimendi rejecting, Bellingham rejecting. Ask Mo Salah what Liverpool's like. He'll tell you it's a fantastic place to live and work and get love from the people that support you, right? So Mo Salah will renew his contract. He wants to. He wants to stay at Liverpool more. Now, the question that I'm asking you is, what does the contract look like? Is it a 3-year deal? I would personally do a 2-year with a view to an extending by a further year. He's currently on 350k a week, which makes him high and wide the most paid Liverpool player of all time. And I don't think it's necessarily that 350 has to go up to 450. Mo Salah just wants guarantees that we're going in the right direction. And listen, he's in training every day. He sees that more than anyone else. So he'll have that. He wants guarantees that we're going to be fighting for trophies. I mean, we have just signed Chiesa, who, if Mo Salah did fancy a bit of a rest in some games after he's already scored 2, come off, Chiesa goes on. Us buying Chiesa could allow us to keep hold of Mo Salah for an extra year or 2. I don't think people are quite understanding the gravity of that signing and what the ripple effects are, right? If Mo Salah didn't have a backup there, he'd have to do all the work himself. But now he's got someone who not only is capable, but has experience at the highest level, playing for Juventus, playing for Italy, winning trophies. But he's someone who can ease the workload on Mo Salah. And that, again, is a clever move by FSG. And if it does get to the point where, in a year or 2, Mo Salah is signed and he's still, doing very well, then we'll look back and say what a signing Chiesa was, because it allowed Salah to really extend his stay at Liverpool. So for me personally, Salah stays. Salah stays. You remember the hashtag when he signed in the last time? For me, Salah stays. As we know, his agent, Rami Abbas Issa, is was part of the contract negotiations last time. We know that Michael Edwards has now returned to the club, who, under a wider remit of FSG's CEO of football, has now become almost famed for helping Liverpool's top players to sign their new deals. And you know what? Salah, he's still got it. 3 goals, 2 assists this season so far. He does not lose it. He looks sharper than ever. And I said on DR Sports, it would be the biggest mistake Liverpool have made to allow Mo Salah to leave Liverpool Football Club. You can refer to the age, but this geezer's got an 8-pack, right? How many shirtless selfies have we seen? He loves it. He loves it. He's telling everyone, look at me, right? I'm winning the bleep test, or the 6-minute running test. I've got an 8-pack. I'm scoring goals. My hairline's back. There's not really much that Mo Salah hasn't got in his armory right now. You literally, he's got the quiver of arrows, I think Peter Drury said the other day. So for me, Salah stays, right? 214 goals to his name. If we see him for another 3 years, let's say on average he gets 30, we're looking at another 90, which would be 304 goals. I mean, to beat Ian Rush, you'd have to stay for probably 6 more years. But to get to 300 goals, I think it's well within his time frame, right? The Echo in this article spoke to numerous sources. It is understood that Salah is desperate to extend his stay at Liverpool beyond this summer. Don't forget, Mike Gordon personally declined an £150 million offer from Al Ittihad last year, right? It doesn't, I mean, how many teams can confidently reject an offer like that? Not many. Really not many. So, again, touching back onto, him and his family's love for Liverpool, they're very settled. He's been very successful in his 7 years with the club so far. She's one of the city's people in his eyes. Like, that just warms my heart, right? Mo Salah's come here not knowing about Scousers, not knowing about the city of Liverpool, and now his daughter is one, and now he feels a part of the city, which I think is actually the biggest achievement. You can talk about the goals and the trophies and the success, but Mo Salah having Scouse children, for me, that's the most heartwarming one right there. So we've seen how, reputations of other players who have gone abroad have rapidly declined. Mo Salah's stock, if anything, it's still growing, people. At 32, he's defying the odds. The legs are still there, the sharpness is still there. But guess what? We can have that now as well and grow on it, because Chiesa's now there to help the work shift. So, his celebration against United on Sunday, he's in remarkable condition for a 32-year-old. If a doctor examined him, they'd say 32? No, he's 22. Look at his body. He works so hard. He's a competitor. He compares himself to the likes of Thierry Henry, who is 17 goals behind, by the way, until he overtakes him in Premier League. He compares himself to the Harry Kanes, the Haalands. He wants to get there. And if he's not there, he's just underneath it. Mo Salah, for me, has to be prioritised, right? He's the goal scorer. Football's currency is goals. He scores goals, whether you like it or not. Any time, any place, anywhere, he scores them. And as I've said, Mo Salah just loves us. We love him. And I do think he signs the new deal. So, guys, let me know in the chat. When it comes to contract talks, is it dangerous that Liverpool have left it so late on, right, to sign him up? You know, in a few months, he could technically actually speak to other clubs about becoming a free transfer for them. And I don't think we go from 350 a week to 500k a week. This is more of a, here's 400 a week. Here's all the guarantees. Here's all the bonuses, the extras that you get as well. And let's go and be successful. Let's go and win more trophies. Let's win another league as well, because he deserves it. And Salah is ready. He's got the, I don't know about having the pen in his hand, but if the offer gets slapped in front of him, he's ready. He's ready to go. The ball is now in Liverpool and FSG's court. So as fans, we're saying, do the right thing. Prioritise him. I mean, Van Dijk's obviously a year older, but again, he needs another 2-year deal. Trent could probably do with a 5-year deal. So again, for me personally, it goes, the easiest ones to sort out, I'd say, is Luis Diaz. Because again, compared to all these other guys, you just double what he's already on and then he signs. So that's the easiest one. The second easiest one, I would say, is Virgil. We know he definitely doesn't want to leave. Again, it's just waiting and seeing the contract arrive and everything being okay with it, and then he signs. Salah will be the third easiest. Wait, I'm talking about the second hardest one. That's what I mean. Because of the money involved, he will be Liverpool's most expensive ever player. And then the hardest one is Trent. You know, you've really got to persuade him to stay at Liverpool and not go to Madrid. So Mo Salah, what more can we say? Sign the contract. Liverpool taking their time with it, which is fine. They want to make sure everything's right. But there's no way Mo Salah is going to leave. And again, rival fans can tell you that Trent's leaving, Virgil's leaving, Salah's leaving. When they all sign, it's one of them, isn't it? One of them. One of them. Sign that contract. Imagine if they announced it at the same time, by the way. That would be unreal. So listen, I'm happy with the current situation. Liverpool look like they are advancing. They're moving on to get this deal over the line. And for Mo Salah, he wants to stay. His family wants to stay. He's still got records to break. He's still got trophies to break, to win. He's going to stay, people, right? He's going to stay. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the 5 things that we've learned from Arne Slot so far in this season. So stick around for that video. Still bringing you content, even though it is an international break. But right now, Mo Salah, Virgil, Trent and Luis Diaz look like the next 4 to sign. But when will it happen? And will it happen? And what will the terms be as well? Let me know if you've agreed with me. I think I'm chatting a load of rubbish. Let me know that in the comments as well. But Mo Salah, he will stay. There's no doubt about it. Take care, people.